Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Off the Top podcast, the most unprofessional professional podcast in the YouTube space, hosted by Zero Requiem 14. Yours truly. A little bit of a lighter crew today, whatever you're watching this. Um, everyone's
I saw the
working.
flyers, and I everyone else is working 9 to 5. They're getting their dues, their benefits, and I saw a flyer on the street, and now I'm back.
Yep.
Everybody,
So,
hello.
yep. So, just me and Trevor this time around. But hey, you know what? Every Monday we gotta make time. We gotta make time for this. So, but
Oh yeah.
But before we get started, first things first, I would personally like to apologize to General Regent Thrag in Invincible. I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, same. I remember us talking about him last week and being completely like we did not know. We have not read the comics. We don't know. I mean, I've read some of the things, and I knew he was supposed to be the strongest, but I didn't know the feats from the comics that he had. So seeing some of that adapted onto the screen, I'm right there with you, buddy. I want to formally apologize to Emperor Thrag, and I was unfamiliar with his game.
Yep.
We need to talk about this. Like this man, after running away, goal like it's his favorite teddy bear or a night blanket, literally stood there menacingly.
Yes. And on top of it, not and let's also acknowledge the fact that Space Racer shot at him unfazed. Like
Not even a reaction.
he's just standing there menacingly still. Omni-Man goes for the freaking right jab. He just moves like 2 inches. So effortlessly.
That's it. Right. Yeah, just like I don't even need to move out of the way. No, just and that was when he was like calm per se, but at least in control of his own faculties, right? Like
Yes.
he after that they went down to the planet. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this, by the way.
I should have the
Sorry,
spoiler
spoiler.
tag already set up at this point, so we should be good.
Okay, good. But yeah, no, I mean, literally just wanted to talk. Just wanted to talk. Granted, he's a freaking fascist dictator, so like, yeah, no, awful stuff. But he literally just wanted to talk, and when he didn't hear what he wanted, like what he needed, he summoned the power of a black hole or something. I get you saw how
He
he pulled in
the
his punch and the
he
force of it
winded the
fucking
fist
pulled.
and it was just literally I don't know what the fuck crazy being just gave him the power of airbending. Or he did this comical, like the swinging your arm for like momentum shit. I'm like, it's just wind going into his fist, and he just punches the shit out of Omni Man, and that
He
motherfucker is still
uppercuts him.
flying.
Yes, no, right from the surface of the planet. Which, if I can get a little scientific nerd here for a second, our planet is what 5 or 6 or several different zones of ozone and like
Uh
upper
huh.
atmosphere and stratosphere, like on different tiers of it. That is actually very hard to break through in terms of force. Like recently we had the Artemis launch, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole orbit around the moon. They just like how they did back in 1969. They had several gigantic, basically missiles to propel them past all these like different parts of the atmosphere. And then they have back thrusters, they have extra thrusters, they have like literally 3 or 4 other huge things to get them past the thing. And that's Earth. That's Earth. This is Viltrum, which is supposed to be on par, if not more strong or less strong, than Krypton from DC Comics. And Krypton is being the baseline knowledge is more dense in its gravity, more dense in its atmosphere. Just the conditions itself are more dense because it has a red sun, right? that's why when Superman comes to Earth, he has his powers because he's nourished by a healthy yellow sun, which is helping him recharge his abilities and able to do what he can do. Now, that kind of science isn't prevalent in Invincible. It's kind of more just innately. But if you're really thinking about it, the only reason why Superman has the powers he has is because he's in the solar system that he is.
Mm-hmm.
If he was still on a planet like Krypton or with a red sun, it would be like he's a regular being, you know? I would like to think that that's part of the reason why Viltrumites are as strong as they are is because the conditions for their planet are so harsh just innately that would propel them, which is also why they've got those ideas and everything. So taking all that into consideration, Viltrum is a more harsh planet with probably heavier gravity, heavier things like that. This man Thrag still punches him from the fucking level, all those maybe extra levels of stratosphere through the fucking still keeps his momentum with no air resistance, none of that shit. Still has it all the way and bumps another Viltrumite off of course, and then still goes
And
because they're
he
in space at that
and
point.
then on top of it, the Omni-Man is still fucking going, hitting the Saturn ring of dead bodies of Viltrumites that are just floating in space.
Yeah, fucking hell, dude. I can't fathom that amount of power. And that was him calm and collected. We then later see him after it took Mark
Thetis, Omni-Man
and
becoming and Space Racer's gun
shot.
creating into the earth into their core, nuking the
Or
planet. Uh,
and then see the unhinged power of Thrag. I choose and just goes for him, dude. I
yeah, that's the only correct response. It's just like everyone was just like, oh, Thrag just took himself off the fraud watch list himself, like right there.
yeah.
And here's the other thing we didn't acknowledge, like, I mean, and we could go on about Thrag, but like, this man also had a pure demon frame. When Mark just punched him straight in the hairline.
Didn't budge. The sheer force of his punch, like, illuminated what was lying underneath. That's what
Yeah,
we saw. Like, we
yeah, and
fucking
and
hell,
just him,
dude.
and then just him saying, "I'm unimpressed."
In that flashback, saw the actual purge when they showed it,
Mm-hmm.
and you see Conquest being one of the survivors, and he's like beating up the guy to death, and he's like, "All right, that's it." And he's like, I still want to fight." And he looks at him, he's like, "I'm not going to repeat myself again. That's it. We're done." And then he relents. He's like, "Yes, Grand Regent, I'm sorry." At first, I thought it was like a hierarchy thing. I thought like, oh, okay, Conquest is just paying attention to. But then I realized something. We were introduced to Conquest. He told us that he doesn't care for anything but the heat of battle. That's something that he lives, breathes, eats, sweats, all that stuff, right? So, and if Thrag was weaker than Conquest, then Conquest wouldn't have fucking took that. He would have been like, "I'm sorry, who are you again?" The fact that that happened should have been the first clue before we saw Thrag move at all. The first clue of like, no, Conquest is weaker than this being right now, which is an
Yeah,
insane thing to say. That's insane to
and
say.
that's the one thing I gotta really appreciate about Invincible is they know how to set tone for characters so fucking well. And then it's obviously, like you said, it's not necessarily a hierarchy thing, but it's like somebody's acknowledging that I'm not going to win this fight even if I tried. And if Conquest of all people probably felt fear for like the first time in his life, just standing right in front of Thrag. I think that said it all right there. I was like, oh, he knows that he can't do that.
Mhm.
Grand Region or
Mhm.
not, Thrag is
Yep.
significantly stronger.
hmm And he's going to Earth.
Oh boy, this last episode is gonna be this. I swear, I think this is how every podcast is going to be fucking starting at this point, or unless we somehow make a special occasion for the last episode of Invincible, depending on if times line up. I don't know. There's a
hmm
possibility we could do something like that. Other than that, I mean, we watched The Boys. Homelander is just starting to become more insane, beating the shit out of Ryan.
Oh my god.
And
hmm
it,
And I was actually looking at it, and myself like, wow, I could actually do this.
Hmm.
He said, "My sweet baby boy." Uh, 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 uh.
and then it's like, like you said, like Homelander is really starting to have an Omni-Man moment, like right there. Obviously, it's not the
I saw that.
it's not the 1-2 punch, but it is just every punch you just feel. You just feel it every time he keeps doing it.
It shocked me because I remember that it was the trailer shot of him punching, and you saw him like injured, and the theories were going crazy. Like, who is he fighting? Is he fighting Butcher? Is he fighting Annie? Is he fighting who is he? He's fighting Mary Moreau. It was his own son. It was fucking Ryan.
And the
And
fact that Ryan has the most potential is probably the scariest part.
I think Ryan is going to be a red herring. I
Mhm.
think that they set him up to do that, and that was this kind of episode of him doing that. And so, but he's still alive. He's still alive. Finds him, and he came to, so he's injured as fuck, but still alive. And now Stan Edgar is at Vought. So now ooh, things are gonna heat up, and I think someone else is gonna land the finishing blow on Homelander. I just don't know who.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I think,
but
like, and even, like,
that's
on
my.
top of it,
Mm,
considering the fact that yeah, because like, Stan Edgar, I mean, we know he's gonna have some crazy, like, card up his sleeve that's gonna, like, break Homelander somehow, some way, or just Vought as a whole.
mhm,
Like, there's gonna be just straight up internal changes,
mhm. I
and,
think.
what's it called?
Sorry,
If you
I was gonna say
if you
no,
go
go,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, no.
What's it called? And if you consider the fact, like, even, like, if there's crazier shit, like, fucking like, if Homelander almost beating Ryan to death, and then Soldier Boy somehow, some way, shape, or form fucking living through a killer virus.
Because he's got V1,
Yep,
that experimental,
the most pure form of V, like, that is, well,
which 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 we saw, by the way. If we remember from Gen V season 2, we see them create it.
mhm,
We saw them in the beginning. He's like trying to warn them to stop taking it because it hasn't been tested yet. And all those deaths, I think Thomas Godolkin was the first successful V1 recipient. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And and it took his formula, and Vought went, and I forget exactly how, but it was from that batch, that Soldier Boy, Stormfront, and then all those other names that they dropped. Which, by the way, I realized that when they were explaining it, it's like you and these other Stoops are the only ones that are effectively immortal. They're all the characters from the spin-off series that's coming soon.
yeah, so it's just like, oh, this is just basically their way of saying, "Hey,
I'm
that
setting it up.
prequel is, happening,
hmm hmm
so everyone's got contracts."
At first, yes, and at first I thought like they were going to kill off Soldier Boy and let that be his end, and then they were going to bring him back for that. Until we saw the body bag just rise right back up.
Yep.
And like, you cannot kill this motherfucker. Like, actually,
Nope. He's purely unkillable.
purely. Yes. Anyways, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. There's more to talk about. I can't, for the life of me, remember too much of it, except for, Butcher being an asshole. And, Ashley, her,
She's having like a
situation
fucking
back here.
alternate, like another fucking person, like, or another version of herself talking to her, and
She's
it's
just
just like, oh, we're getting this storyline?
so funny because, like, for her as a character, it works so fucking well because she's always having to talk herself into a bunch of different stuff. And, like, she's always at war with what is right and what she should do and what others and what she needs to do. And so I think her getting the superpowers at the end of last season, I think is hilarious. And at first it's like, oh yeah, I have telepathy. I can read your thoughts. It's like, oh, okay. No, this thing in the back of her head can read the thoughts, and she has a Voldemort growth tumor on the back of her fucking head. It's so
Oh
oh
man,
man.
that character's gonna be so fucked up, like, throughout this entire fucking season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
But yep,
But anyways,
that's our
um,
that's our Invincible and Boys kind of just recap, essentially.
Kimiko can talk now, and she's a filthy, filthy pervert.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she did preface that, and it's like, yeah, there's a reason, but I'm like, I already can tell this is gonna get old. This is already getting old, like, real quick. And
Mhm.
I don't know what to feel. It's just like, other than this is getting old, like, real fast, and it's gonna get even more annoying.
You know, I'm glad they're doing it on the final season because if they did that last season and we had to sit with that for the rest of that and then for this as well, it would be a problem. I think, yeah, you're right. It is annoying, but I think because it's the final season for them, I think it's okay. You know
It
what I
makes
mean? Like,
sense. Yeah,
I don't
I
terribly
agree.
mind it.
Yeah,
I just don't like how gimmicky it is. You know what I mean?
but like I said,
Yeah, we.
now we can finally actually start talking about some of the things. I'm like, well, we already did talked about what we did, what we played or did since the last pod. Um, I
Mhm.
know,
Basically.
Trev, you're still on your Reefer Madness show.
Hmm. We have a 420 show today,
Mm-hmm.
actually, so it's all gonna be wheat themed. It's gonna be
I think
fun.
it's just funny
We have a
that
lot of people coming out for that.
yeah, I think it's just funny because, like, I did look at the date and I was like, oh my god, it makes sense. So
That was we were talking with the producers, and we were saying, like, we have to. We're literally performing between April and May. It's gonna happen, but it falls on a Monday, and they all looked at us and they went, "Do you guys want to have a Monday night performance?" And I'm like, "If it's a theme night like this, people will come out for it." And it's like, "All right, let's do it." So
fuck yeah.
yeah, it was perfect.
It just lines up perfectly for you guys. Yeah, it
uh,
completely makes sense.
hmm
Obviously
Yeah,
the show's already going
but
to be done
it,
by the time this is uploaded, but I always preface when we record it.
mhm,
So, always a fun time.
yes,
And then
always a fun
uh
time.
um was there anything else you did aside from obviously Reefer Madness?
Uh, like, I still don't have a day job. Like, my job is acting for sure, but, like, it's hard with to balance some of the gigs like that. So
Mhm.
in order to have gas money, I've been taking my nieces to school in the morning. I literally dropped them off this morning. Um, and that sucks. Well, it sucks, but I'm getting paid for it. I
Oh, there
say
you
it
go.
sucks because I have to wake up early and I can't, like, have my evenings anymore. Like, if I can't really stay up past midnight, you know what I mean? Like, that's the
Mhm.
real cutoff for me now because if I cut into any more of that, I'm losing and sleep is so important. Sleep is literally what keeps us all healthy sometimes. So like it's necessary. And I've just had to say no a lot more to some people who wanted to hang and whatnot, just because I've been like, I'm sorry, I got sponsibilities. You
Yeah,
so
yeah.
um you know what I mean?
Crazy. It's like the adulting is
So
hitting you already. You know,
yeah.
I get it though.
But
Like,
it's good, it is good. 'Cause it is good. It's giving me extra gas money. My sister pays me about 100 a week, so I can do this for
well, you
her.
can't. Well, you can't say no to
And
100 a week. So
right, right. Especially when I don't have a day job
you may as
and I'm
well.
just here anyway, so it makes sense.
Yep.
hmm Um, but besides that, it's been much of the same. Um, yeah, some stuff with music, but nothing too crazy yet, just because I'm busy. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Yep. All right. Um.
What about you, man?
Well, if anyone hasn't watched the streams and they're already, if you guys want to watch the VODs on the channel, I did play probably a runner-up right now for Game of the Year for me, which is Pragmata. And I mean, all I can really say is Capcom's really going to be on a generational run this year, or just even the past few
hmm
years on top of it, because they've already dropped Dragon's Dogma 2, which I know, granted, on console it was a little rough in terms of stability, but in terms of quality, the game is there. Same thing with Monster Hunter Wilds,
hmm
Resident Evil Requiem, like just a few months back, and then Pragmata just over this weekend, which is a completely new IP for starters. That's already insane because Capcom has not had a new IP in I don't fucking know how long. And
hmm I
it's
mean, you could tell that people wanted that buzz. They wanted that new IP so badly from Capcom.
yep. And here's the crazy thing to consider too. Pragmata has had a quite an interesting development because this got announced like when the PS5 was launching 6 years ago.
Mm.
And it's been delayed and then delayed. And we had no idea what this game was going to be. We didn't know anything until this game got pretty much the market press last year. That was like, oh, it's an action sci-fi shooter with a hacking mechanic. That sounds convoluted on paper, but then when you see how they execute it, I was like, oh, this shit works.
Mm.
So, and
Mm.
once again, I'm going to. This brings up like that point of what I always say is like, I think I'd rather take the $60-$70 15-hour game that's full of jam packed over the bloated like $70 500-hour game. Because at that point that just sounds like you're really just padding because you have some shortcomings in your game. And I
Yeah.
completely, I get it. People want to have time sinks. It's understandable. But the good thing about Pragmata is the fact that it's replayable as hell. Like, I can tell. I was like, oh, I might want to do more playthroughs of this because there's cosmetics, there's weapons, there's upgrades, all that stuff.
Okay.
And the dynamic of Hugh and Diana is so fucking good. Like, if I better hear that, there's probably going to be like 4 Capcom like performances at Game Awards this year. Unless there is a significantly better one, I'm going to be so for real. I wouldn't be surprised if we have like 2 from Requiem, obviously being Leon and Grace, and then Hugh and Diana in at the end of the year. Or even just Diana as in general, because she's so believable as a kid, which is the crazy part. Because I mean it's an android, but the fact that I'm like, dude, this is so like I have to praise the actress who did Diana
hmm
so fucking well, man. Like I don't want to get
There you
into
go.
like I can't really go into spoiler territory because it's just like I mean there's a whole playthrough. I already have the parts named if anybody wants to watch it in kind of like a cohesive fashion. But
hmm
anybody who if you want like at least a fun action shooter, um Pragmata is it, man. It's super good. Like I highly recommend it. And it's
Yeah.
crazy too because this game was going to release this week, but then they pushed it back and unfortunately it kind of took away time for me to even try to play Mouse PI for Hire, and then Replaced also came out, which is it's another indie darling dev game, and I was just like, I just remember seeing the trailers for Replaced, and I was like, okay, that actually looks cool because it's like a neo noir, like cyberpunk, like 2D 3D type of game, and it's all pixel art, and it's like that's actually unique, like style wise, and all for $20. So anybody who wants to buy it on Steam, I think right now, I don't know if it's on PlayStation, and I think it's on Game Pass. I know it's $20 on Steam.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
then from what I'm seeing, everyone is talking about Mouse PI for hire, completely understandable. And what people are saying is it's very much what it was projecting itself to be. It's a very fun boomer shooter with the Steamboat Willie style. And of course, IGN, being as stupid as they are, they gave the game a 6 out of 10 because they said there was too much cheesiness. And I'm like, you're in a world that's full of mice. Of course it's gonna be cheesy.
I heard a complaint that says that they actually would have liked it if it was more cheesy. Like they thought that it took it a little too seriously sometimes. I was like, oh, interesting.
Well, I mean, come on. It's the way that I'm like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't played the game, so I can't really speak on it, but I will eventually get to it. I just don't know if I want to play it because it is available on Steam. I could just literally buy it, and then there is still the Switch. There is a Switch 2 and a PS5 version. If you want to download digitally, or if your guys are willing to wait physical, that drops in July. So,
right. I feel like Mouse PI is a three-way hybrid between LA Noir, Mickey Mouse, and Doom.
Yeah. I mean, detective story with the Steamboat Willie art style, and it plays like a Doom game. I mean, I don't know what else you could really ask for, so it's hey.
Right. There's one thing I think that there's certain gameplay mechanics that people have gripes over just because I believe it's harder to certain things are considered throwables instead of just a separate button. So it's part of the weapon wheel. So if you are shooting and you want to throw a grenade, you have to switch to the
manually
grenade.
switch. Oh,
and then
okay. That's weird.
Yeah. It's a bit tedious, but it gets quickly overlooked as you lock in for it. But it is a little. I saw that. I was like,
that seems like a really weird that just seems kind of a weird choice. But all right, I guess that's just their way of doing it. With all all the gaming news, of course. I think I gotta make this. I hate that I'm making this a segment, but once again, it's like I always say it once, and I will say it every time, whether on the pod, whether on the stream, even in a video. I fucking hate Twitter so goddamn much, man. Like,
there's another reason why.
And I will say this though, Capcom kind of just did something I was surprised they did, and I'm like, please do this more. So, of course, there's gonna be pragmata discourse because Twitter hates everything, according to Twitter themselves. So, pragmata comes out, and you're literally getting like both ends of the spectrum where people are praising this game for, its high quality and it being a single player game with like no microtransactions like whatsoever. So obviously it's already different on that part alone, but it's also a quality game from the start. Like literally in 10 minutes, if you're not hooked in 10 minutes, I don't think the game's going to work for you. Like, let's just, but with that being said, all the praise, everyone loves Diana. Like, I just keep seeing nothing but, of course, Diana memes, and rightfully so. I'm like, I think we're going to be writing these memes until, like, the end of the year. So, and of course, there's, questionable people, with the discourse in this game.
I mean, how you told me, you told me that this shit has brought out the fan base that or the side of the fan base that is not only just toxic but is also like borderline felonious, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like they're very
I said it.
What
The
what
way
what
I word it is they keep
did
outing themselves as a particular type of individual, to say the least. And you can't and don't and I don't want to hear the oh it's just a video game, bro. They're not real or oh she's an android. Motherfucker, you're just coping at that point.
Yeah, she is even though she's an android, she is a young girl presenting android. Like this is meant to be
A
the
child.
archetype of a young girl, a child. And people are making comments about their costume and about how like they're no longer wearing spandex. It's fucking disgusting.
Yes,
It's fu-
I
it
and
makes me want to
that's
vomit.
yeah, it's like every time I open Twitter and I
Mm,
keep seeing this shit, I'm like, dude, I'm like, all right, I want to delete this fucking app every fucking day. Like,
yeah,
and I mean,
you should.
I mean, I should, but at the same time, like, it's like the slow car crash that I can't stop looking at,
Right,
unfortunately.
right,
But
right, right. Oh
yeah,
God.
it's just like the constant, like, this is why, like, internet discourse is, like, terrible, at least on Twitter. Like, I mean, granted, I think just general discourse as a whole nowadays is so bad. Like, we can't have like mature takes anymore, or we can't just say, I, agree to disagree, and we just move on. We keep it like that. So,
What you were saying also how what did Capcom
oh,
respond with
so
at
okay.
those comments?
So
Yeah.
to kind of piggyback on the whole spandex thing, so just TLDR, someone noticed that Diana was quote unquote censored, where she's no longer wearing spandex, and then like if you try to look under her coat, it's just like gray, like, and Capcom just straight up not one. They took down they made the person take down the tweet, and then they suspended his account on Twitter. So they basically called out everybody who's making stupid remarks like that. And that all I got to say
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
I need companies to actually like do this more. Cuz I don't want to hear this
Yeah.
shit, cuz I think this is just now a sign of like people are way too comfortable just saying shit on the internet. They think they have this
Yeah.
anonymity, but let's be real. Everyone's being documented in some way, shape, or form. It's even like,
Right.
how
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
using Discord or Discord right now. No matter what, where everyone's being documented. Is it
Yep.
I will still say, like, do I agree with the whole government ID thing? No, I never will. Like, I don't see the point unless you're like the IRS, maybe, but that's it.
Right.
So it's
But
just
moments
people
like
having
this,
it's just why are people like so comfortable just saying shit like this? Like it's disturbing, man.
yeah, it is. I agree. It's fucking like you can't even get into a proper industry nowadays without having sides of each fandom be that and toxic as fuck and just feeling like they can just say whatever and feel like they can get away with it too. It's like fuck
Mhm.
you. It's, right, but yeah. So
Yeah, so
fuck.
I really don't want to. That's the only thing I get annoyed about when talking about Pragmata. Other than that, it's fucking great. It's an amazing game. I highly recommend people to play this. Even if you're just slightly interested, there is a demo that's not really that long. It could probably take you on first playthrough probably like 15-20 minutes, give or take.
Mm,
Like, cause funny enough, I
yeah.
played the demo before the game actually released, and I was just like, let me just like get a feel for it again. And I was like, once again, I'm entering the flow state of that game, and I actually beat my record because it was at 13 minutes, and I beat it in 10. Like that's how long the demo can be.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
so yeah,
Wow.
um, anybody who wants to play Pragmata, I highly recommend it. This definitely has a case to become a GOTY. The more like I think about it, especially because the story is really the selling point of the game. It's got a fairly unique combat, that's for sure. So
Yeah, because it mixes in with
it's third person shooter with
hacking.
and hacking. And it definitely
Yeah,
leans into
that's
like if you
so
want to have
interesting.
it definitely leans into having different play styles as well for like certain playthroughs. Like I definitely want to see if somebody has done like non-hacking um a non-hacking playthrough or no gun playthrough. Because it is possible you could just play the game without shooting a bullet. So it's
Oh, that's definitely good. People are going to attempt that. That's going to be
I
sick.
definitely see it. I think this game, like the way it's going, there's definitely a way you can make that work. And then on top of that, there's also like Arkham Simulator like challenge mode as well. So
Oh shit.
there's it's packed with content. And you know, where
Yeah.
everybody is asking where's, you know, we want more content, they just did it. And once again, Capcom is proving why they are called Cap God now. And it just made me like realize too, it's crazy how like a little over a decade ago, we thought this company was going to burn because of releases like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Resident Evil 6, and Street Fighter 5, you know, being a thing. And look where we are now. We have, you know, Resident Evil 7 basically saved them from going under, and then Monster Hunter's popularity just crossing over into the West.
Right.
So,
well, right. Oh my god, I forgot about that game.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, damn. Capcom's doing well for themselves. That's good. That's very good.
Capcom is really doing it, man. And on top of that, I mean, Street Fighter 6 is still going really strong right now too. Even though I know like the community can be a little iffy because and then again, you know, this is that'll be a conversation for another day, but basically, you know, they're just not really updating the game as much. Like it doesn't feel that different from basically launch. But all right. With that out of the way, so couple other things that I want to talk about. So the Bloodborne clown makeup is still on me because we still don't have a game or a port of some kind, but Jacksepticeye is actually going to be producing an animated Bloodborne film, and I have a lot of faith in him.
He is.
And I have a lot of faith in him, and especially because he said he's got about 600 to 700 hours into the game. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. If you got that much, like, time into Bloodborne, and, you know, like, I'm pretty sure he has done every type of build and playthrough, like, under the fucking sun. I think...
Right, yeah.
This... And the fact that it's going to be animated, which is the part I was surprised by. I was like, is this going to be live action? I was like, oh, it's animated. And it works because, especially because if you see the creature designs of Bloodborne, it's like, it's going to be very hard to make it look believable in CGI. I mean, you can you could do a couple, but then it's like, it's going to the effect wears off. But animated, I'll fucking take it. So very excited about that. I'm very happy.
What a goat move.
Very happy for Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, what a goated move. Yes.
And then I actually didn't put this into topics, but I did see that apparently there's a Call of Duty movie coming out next year or in 28.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know what to feel.
Is news.
That's news to me. Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's real. I don't know what to feel about it. I'm like, and I don't know what you're gonna pull from. Are you gonna pull from the Modern Warfare franchise because that's likely going to be the case?
Probably, yeah.
And then I saw another thing get announced. Amongst my top 5 games of all time, Elden Ring just got its casting, and at least the headliner is fucking Nick Offerman is going to be in it, and I was like, who the fuck is he going to be? Like, is he going to be like Morgon or something? Like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how you make an Elden Ring movie because it's very dense in its lore.
Yeah.
So
these other games turning into movies are just going to be like their inspirations, you know, like Call of Duty just sounds like any old wartime movie.
Black Hawk Down, basically.
I mean? Black Hawk Down, Zero Dark 30. You know what I mean? Like those kind of fucking.
Yeah, it's literally just any of those.
I feel like I don't know what kind of direction those movies would go in. You know what I mean?
I mean, now that you mention it, because like the only way you make an Elden Ring movie work is if you actually try to dive deep into the lore before the events of the actual game. Because you can read all the info on it because like, oh, all the items have info on what happened before the tarnished your character entered the world. And it's dense.
Right.
It is very Game of Thrones like because you have let's put it this way. You have gods amongst gods like that are kind of like inner conflict, kind of similar to like a Game of Thrones style of storytelling. Because there's also like characters that are like there are gods trying to kill each other, or gods that are trying to like conquer other places. You know, there's a lot. There is a whole lot you could do with it. And then
Yeah.
and it
That,
just made me realize too.
let's hopefully do it right.
And it just made me realize too, now that we're talking about like the video game movie adaptations, like there's still Zach Kreger's Resident Evil movie, which I so the only thing I could definitely say is from what it sounds neat that it is going to be an original story that I can only assume that it's going to be running parallel to like the events of the game. But this is still a risky move. Like I'll be quite honest. It's very risky to do something like not only are you using the Resident Evil property, but you're also making your own story, which, and the last time we had something like that, well, I mean, Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies are a thing, but that's not canon. That is literally its own universe.
Right. In fact, I remember watching them growing up because my mom loved Mila Jovovich. And I'm looking at these and I'm like, and I look at the game, and I look back at the movies, and I look back at the background. I was like, huh,
Like, there's something
this
off.
is not the same.
Like, here's what I will.
The
one thing I can give, at least, is that the first two films are actually not that bad of films. Like, I'd argue they're pretty good, but they are not the same Resident Evil. The only thing they have similar is the fact that they're using the set pieces that are in Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And that's it.
Right.
Everything else is just, oh, this became its own thing. Like, after that, at least.
100%. Yeah. So,
but, I mean,
we'll have to see how they do it.
I mean, I have faith in Zach Kreger in at least making a good movie, because, I mean, Weapons is amazing.
That's right. That's right. He did that. I forgot about that.
So, exciting times.
It's for sure.
All right, but the next one, and this is actually a very big one because we did talk about this like several months back. So if anybody remembers the Stop Killing Games Act that was kind of like being brought up in the European Parliament. So now that's basically spreading over, and who is the first one to do it? Our good old home of California just passed legislation and it's being called Protect Our Games. So, and it's very similar to the Stop Killing Games Act. So here's some of the details. There's a full document that anybody wants to look up. I should have it in the description, or I'll at least link an article to it. But basically, this is just a way for companies to not just kill off their games just because, it stops making money for them. And, especially when it's a full price game, like say like an Anthem, they have now no reason to shut it down. And because of that, what happens is now basically this is the rules. So they now have to give like a 60-day notice, whether in game or on the website, that a game is going to shut down. So there's a window for the game before it goes down. So 60 days is a lot of time.
I mean, yeah, that's actually really, really fucking good. It allows people to finish up the game. It allows them to do what they need to do. It has to be an offline mode with it too. I think I'm looking.
Yes. So now there is a
list. Sorry, I don't mean to jump topics.
No, you're good. It's So yes, that is another thing. They have to now put like a offline mode or some type of patch for it, for basically the game to just live on, where it stands. And then the big one. This is the big one, especially because there's a lot of companies that are in California in terms of just gaming companies as a whole. Basically,
Right.
if the game's just being shut down, there isn't a reason whatsoever. Companies now have to give full refunds. That's gonna hurt a lot of pockets, especially the billionaires.
So I don't see that being. I see that one being the one that they're going to skirt a lot. They're going to try and find loopholes a
Mhm.
way around that because that digs into their profit.
Yeah.
So I think what they're going to do is going to be like, oh, so it's not no particular reason. It's just overcrowding. We overspent, and now we have all this. So
Epic
we're going to keep
Games.
your money. Like I don't see that. That one's hard to enforce. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah,
you
that
can
one's gonna
change
be.
the reason as to
Mhm.
why you're doing
Yeah,
it.
they'll definitely
So
figure out a way to like circumvent a lot of this stuff. So it's very interesting, like how
yeah.
this could turn out. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
We'll see how this goes. I think it's already the legislation already passed, as far as I'm aware. So I don't know if it's gone into effect
Mhm.
yet, but it's a good sign. And I really hope that every other company, every other state, at least follows suit with this, because I mean, dude, we don't. At the end of the day, these games have to live on in some way, shape, or form, no matter what. Like, it's literally like,
Yeah.
if we throw an extreme example, like, let's just say randomly, oh, Fortnite's gonna shut down. Or
Right.
they have to figure out a way to keep that game alive. And the best way you could do it is create like community servers for everybody. That's probably the
Yeah.
most straightforward way to do it.
Right. 100%. And that would probably be their first course of action too.
Mhm.
But depending on the game, I feel like they're different for that because of how it's set up with an offline mode as well.
Yeah. There I mean,
You know what I mean?
it's either you set up like an offline mode, like I think like the biggest example is because I know Ubisoft like shut down so many, which I believe one of them was
Yeah.
the Crew Motorfest. So that's a big one. Um
Mm.
so that's stuff like that. I think it makes sense. It's just you definitely would have to figure out how to servers alive for games like this.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this goes.
No, that makes sense.
We're definitely gonna be monitoring this as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um Next topic that we're gonna talk about. Well, Trev and I kind of looked at this. Well, we just looked at this before we jumped on the pod. But so Dragon Ball, a lot of big announcements just happened for it. Um
Yeah.
the only thing we didn't look at was the fact that there's DLC for Sparking Zero. I am just nah, I'm good. I've already
Well, I saw it. I saw it. It looked basically like they added a few more character skins and different characters with different move sets. They added a few more levels. I believe now you can fight at Kami House and destroy Kami House,
Oh my
so that's
god.
cool. Um, oh yeah, you could go to the frozen tundra from the Dragon Ball Super Broly
Mhm.
movie.
Okay.
The Arctic. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
fight there now too. So they added a bunch of levels. They added a bunch of different characters. One of which I believe they added was uh, and
Isn't Bardock in it
uh,
now? Or something like that?
yeah, Bardock's in it. Goku, but in his blue gi, like at the end of Dragon Ball Z,
Mhm.
is there. A couple other people there, and then they changed up. They all have their own move sets. They all have different like um specials and different like power ups and other stuff like that. It's funny you say this actually because in the modding community, somebody worked with Devil Artemis to put buff Super Saiyan Kermit the Frog in, in a fucking game, and he has his fucking ultimate domain
Oh
expansion
my god.
Swamp of
Of Serenity.
Serenity. He does the thing.
He does the Swamp of
It's so fucking
Serenity, and
good.
he just smacks you in the back of the head with the fucking banjo.
With the banjo, with the fucking banjo, and then he drowns you, and he fucking puddles you in the fucking water.
That's the only reason.
Anyways,
Look,
so
if Spark,
that's what the modding for
mhm.
yeah,
Here, the only exception I
yeah.
will ever make for Sparking Zero is like if all of us got PCs and it's like $2, maybe I'll buy it. Yeah. But I mean, you also could do the same thing with Dragon Ball Fighters, because like, dude, there's so fucking much. Like, dude, if you just pull up a Life Thero fucking like lobby shenanigans video. Oh, they have so many.
Well, especially now with its new DLC, with the new
Yep.
the new skin with the new character. They added a
New
whole other Goku.
character. Yeah,
From
yeah, the first thing I said is another Goku. That's the first thing I said, and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not shocked, because there's like what is there? There's not like what 20 fucking Gokus, because they're all like
Basically, like
if I pull up that fucking roster and be like Goku, 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 Vegeta, Goku, Goku.
yeah. It makes me think of that one fan animation of like the different links from Legend of Zelda
Oh
coming
Jesus.
together and like trying to take yeah, it reminds me of that, but all of it is Goku. Like you have like 3 different types of Kid Gokus. You have like 5 or 6 different types of regular Gokus, and then 2 specialty Gokus that are like past Super Saiyan 3. So like Super Saiyan 4 specifically. Like it's just fucking not to mention fusions. It's just like there's a lot. There's a lot.
Let's put it this way. Goku is a character. It's called, if your team does not include Goku, we got a problem.
Yeah, you don't have enough characters to not put Goku on your team, all right? Number one.
I mean, dude, literally my like when I was playing fighters for like a little bit, just randomly out of the blue, is like I think my team was like Maximilian's team, which was like Super Baby 2, DBS Broly, and Goku Black. And that was it.
Yeah, right. Right. No, exactly. And I gotta say the design was cool. They have the Daima design for Super Saiyan 4. So that is cool. They also have, I think, other voice lines and some unique animations from Daima. So that's a cool part. It looks awesome. It was cool to see him fight against Super Saiyan 4 Go. Yeah,
Gogeta, I believe.
and yeah, because he has the
Mhm.
thing. He's a life preserver.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I think that's going to be good to breathe a little bit of new life in fighters. I like you run that game or you ran that game at some point in your life. There's no other reason to re-download it. I think sure that's a cool little skin. But I know for a fact that whole community is going to hop right back in on it just to play Super Saiyan 4
I
Goku.
mean, dude, like Dragon Ball Fighter still is a pretty strong, like amazingly strong community um for fighting games, because I mean, let's put it this way. I mean, Fighters is like what? It's about 10 years old, if I remember correctly. If not, it's closing in
Right.
on that. And quite honestly, it's like I don't really know how you're gonna make a Dragon Ball Fighters 2 with like, when the base is so fucking strong. It's just like you may as well just update this game and just kind of do like, oh, update, so and so, kind of like how they're doing with like Guilty Gear Strive. So
Yeah. I think that's what they're gonna do too, because of that community. They don't want to lose anybody else by hopping over to a sequel.
yeah,
Because
because you have to
with
do a
it,
lot of
you know what I mean?
omissions, or there's gonna be characters that are gonna become DLC again, and we don't want that.
Especially with Sparking Zero still out there and still doing
Yeah,
its thing and still
kind
updating
of
its shit.
alive.
The player basis isn't right. That is the newer game with everybody in it. So if they were gonna make a sequel to Fighters, they would just be them. It would feel like they're rehashing both of those games in the same game. You know what I mean? Like it would it just it makes more sense to update the current fighters and just keep that going because they already has the community with it, so it
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. So I mean,
Mm,
and again,
mm.
I mean, I still
Uh,
think Dragon Ball Fighters just in general is one of the it's up there as like one of the better fighting games, I'd argue. It's not my personal favorite, but it's definitely like I can't deny that it's a good game.
Yeah, I will say it's not my favorite Dragon Ball game, but in terms of a fighter game, it is pretty peak. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I can't argue that.
Yeah. They definitely do their
But then
homework
again,
with that shit
Dragon
too.
Ball. Yes, exactly. And Dragon Ball always comes down to personal preference because you have people who are still playing modded versions of Tenkaichi 3. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, so it's all subjective at that point. But it's a good Fighters is a great actual fighter game. Like, come on.
Yeah. And that's why I always say like I
Um,
mean, then granted my argument for like saying like every anime game should have like an actual like traditional fighter. I mean, then the only problem is then I have to look at Hunter x Hunter and then Impact, and yeah, that's now my argument kind of doesn't look that good, but in all fairness, Arxis kind of didn't give a
right.
Arxis kind of didn't give a shit about that game. They gave basically that game's budget was like $5, a half-eaten sandwich, and a handshake.
In a I thought it was hand job. Sorry.
Oh, they probably got hand jobs in the process. I don't fucking know. I mean,
Oh
I mean, I don't know.
god.
I see some of those Hunter x Hunter designs. I was like, oh yeah, someone got a handy right there. Just pray it's not
Not by
Hisoka though.
looking at the fucking
Just pray
character.
it's not Hisoka though.
Oh my. No. Go join the other pragmatic grifters in your fucking comments on Twitter, you piece of shit. Anyways.
Oh my god. And you know what I just
Yeah.
realized, Trev? I just forgot to
Yeah.
mention during the little video game movie talk. We did look at the trailers for the Street Fighter movie and Mortal Kombat 2. And I guess we may as well just quickly go over it. I mean, I'm gonna say it once, I'm gonna say it again. Like I wasn't really too impressed. I wasn't like crazy about these films. Like I was just like, oh, okay, it's like whatever. I'm not rushing out to the theater for Mortal Kombat. I can say that much because I was like, this looks like I could just wait. It looks, eh. Street Fighter though is like I might. I will say that.
Uh, well, because Mortal Kombat had its. This is the sequel, right? This is Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes, this is a sequel.
So the initial energy and excitement came when they released the other one a couple years ago. Now here it's just implementing more characters, giving them as far as what the trailer has been teasing. It feels very run of the mill action adventure, tie-in. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like
Yeah.
they're innovating upon much.
The only thing that is the selling point is the fact that Johnny Cage is in this film. And I mean,
Yeah,
that's it. I mean,
it's
everything
fucking
else,
Butcher.
yeah, it's Billy Butcher. So, I mean,
Fucking oi,
I mean,
cunts.
yeah, imagine he starts saying
Sorry.
cunts like that.
Go ahead.
But, I mean, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait on this to hit a streaming service because I mean, Mortal Kombat, I mean, granted, the first Mortal Kombat movie that came out like years ago was on HBO Max first because, well, COVID. So,
I'll say just the trailers. Street Fighter looks like the more entertaining film
yes.
because because of all not only one cast that they have for this shit.
Yeah.
Not only that, but they also like looking to see how they did some of the characters' iconic fight moves. Like spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the trailer, go watch it. But like Zangief,
Does
his fucking
his
pile driver.
he does like this. It's like it's not even his normal SPD. It's just like some other fucking command grab shit that he just does, and it's like, oh yeah, this is pretty fucking accurate. And then you see, fucking Ken like, what the fuck did I get myself into in that shot?
Yeah, that's so fucking good.
Uh,
Oh, it's so good.
and then I mean,
Um,
like I said it before, like I think 50 Cent as Balrog felt like the most perfect casting like I've seen that wasn't Mike Tyson.
yeah, right, yeah. Oh
uh,
my god. You know what would have been funny? I mean, I'm so glad they got 50 Cent and he fits a lot better, and that was the better choice. But it would have been funny if they got Michael B. Jordan to to play the puppet, to play
here,
just
wait,
just for Creed alone, just for Creed.
hold on, wait. Hear me out on this. What if and like you could have Michael B. Jordan, but have him be Dudley, who is like it would be so funny to see Michael B. Jordan in the twirling mustache suit, you know, the fucking suit with the boxing gloves, and he fights like a gentleman. Uh,
My fucking god, yeah, that would be perfect, actually.
and then I mean,
Oh man.
and then obviously, of course, and
Well,
then
and then you have
which one were you
yeah,
gonna
sorry,
say?
I was gonna say you have WWE. Oh, I was
Yes,
gonna just say all of them. I was gonna say like you got so many representation from WWE. I mean, you got Roman Reigns, of course, as fucking Akuma, and then you got Cody Rhodes as Guile, which he showed up dressed as Guile at the convention, right?
yeah,
At
at
the fucking
WrestleCon, this past
uh.
WrestleMania weekend.
Mhm.
So fucking,
Ah, it's so good.
it's so
It's
funny.
so. I want him to say. I want him to say as Guile. It'd be like, I'm gonna be your worst nightmare, an American nightmare. It'd be
Oh
so
my
cheesy.
god, you probably would hear
So,
me
oh my
punching
god.
something if I hear that. But but considering the cheese of this movie, like I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking tie it in somehow.
Jason Momoa looked crazy. Fucking everyone else looked like Cammy looked pretty
Cammy
fucking
was probably
awesome.
I'm
Chun Li
like,
looked
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And then Vega's design,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
Vega looks pretty solid on the design. But I have no idea who Orville Peck is, though. I was like, I don't know who this is, and like every time I keep saying, I'm like, why is he like this masked cowboy?
yeah.
And then Andrew Koji looks
we'll
really
we'll
good as
find out.
Ryu. I mean, the only thing I will say is like Koji doesn't
Oh
look
god.
like yoked, but like
Mm,
yeah, he does look like Ryu. I was like, yeah, he looks good. Um, I think I will say though, and like I was telling
yeah.
Trev about this, was
Hi.
I was amazed by the fact that so Akuma's in this, but Sagat is omitted from the World Warriors because Sagat is an is a World Warrior character in Street Fighter 2. And mind you, this is
Yeah,
in 1993, the same year that Super Street Fighter 2 did get dropped on arcades. So kind of bear that in mind.
that's right.
Um oh yeah, and then how could we forget Bison does look good. I'm like, yeah, I is this ain't
David Desmalchian,
yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
ain't
he
no
does.
Raul
He
Julia,
looks
but I
great.
mean that's so fucking biased like a motherfucker, but I mean, you know what?
Right.
I ain't gonna as long as he does Bison really well, I ain't gonna be mad.
I believe he will. He's good at playing unhinged, and he's actually proven that he can have like a presence as an actor,
Mhm.
and has that kind of. So like, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see him in this role. Um, I'm excited for how goofy it's going to be. I'm excited for how like I think it's important to say too that Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are going to have moments in it that are going to be really really cool. But I feel like A, Street Fighter is going to have more of them. B, uh, Street Fighter I think is going to have more to prove with this outing since it's their first one. If they have sequels or whatever the fuck, whatever
Well,
the
let's
plan
assume
is.
yeah,
But this
assuming they
movie,
can make a sequel happen because I mean
yeah,
it because I know everyone's gonna be
yeah.
hesitant about this movie, like, and rightfully so. Because it's like, how do you make a
Mhm.
fucking movie for like a fighting game? And it's like, oh, it is a lot harder than you think.
Fucking like Mortal Kombat should know because they've had trial and errors throughout their whole fucking time. and only found something good over the pandemic. And now, even the Red Band trailer that we saw, which does have some gore in it, was tame. Was like tacked on. It wasn't even really there, kind
Like the
of. You
most
know
you
what I
really
mean?
got was a dude Noob Saibot's clone getting split in half. But we know what probably happens after, because if you play Mortal Kombat, you know that Noob Saibot has a fucking clone, so. And then one guy
Right.
just
So
getting impaled, and I was like, that's nothing. And it's crazy for me to say,
yeah,
out of context, but I mean, when you play Mortal Kombat enough, that shit is the most tame thing ever.
yeah, that's a slap on the wrist. All right, we'll see you next week. Type
Type
shit.
shit.
That's not Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Anyways, I'm still hopeful. I think it'll be good, but I think you're right. I'm not going to go to the theater to see it. I think I'll wait for that to come to streaming.
like Street Fighter is the only movie that's like, okay, this may bring me into a movie theater. So,
Yeah. Oh, before we before we continue, we did overlook one of the things on the Dragon Ball. Uh, and I think that's
oh my god,
telling because we know. Yeah, we did. We totally. Yeah. Xenoverse 3 got announced. Which is it? It was an announcement trailer, so it was big for an announcement trailer. There was no gameplay whatsoever,
of course.
but it it continues the story, or rather, it changes things up a little bit because it takes place 200 years after the events of Dragon Ball Z, I believe.
Mm,
So anybody who's playing the Xenoverse games, you know how like timey wimey, wibbly wobbly kind of those games are. So I assume it's the same thing here, but it ended so interesting. The whole trailer ended with an homage, and I had to point this out to you. It literally was that whole first person section, which I don't know if that's actually a playable thing in the game. I I would that would be really cool if it was, because it has never been first person. Like Xenoverse has always been, over the shoulder type shit,
over the
third
shoulder, third
person.
person.
So yes. So if they're adding a campaign, so to speak, that's in first person, that's crazy. But I can also see it be like, oh no, this is just the choice that they did for the intro cutscene. You know what I mean?
It could also be
Because
just like a hub world thing too.
it could be. Yeah, 100%. Because I know that was a whole thing where you got to create your character and start the campaign, and you get to be in the hub world, and you go on certain missions and certain things you have to do with certain people. So it's a very co-op-y game. That's the nature of Xenoverse.
Hmm.
It's basically the what ifs from Sparking Zero if it was a whole entire franchise.
Yeah.
So I thought it was so cool see that like little ending animation, because you are then put into the archetype of Goku, because who's to crash into you but Bulma with what looks like a angel halo around their neck, or something like designed after the angel halos. So it's like, okay, what are we witnessing? Are we actually seeing Bulma? Is that a descendant? Who are we talking about? And what's the illusion here? Because the way that we meet her is the same way that Bulma meets Goku in the original Dragon Ball. How she runs him over and tries to shoot at him, and they have this whole like, oh, "Who are you?" kind of moment before like the whole thing. And that's what it did. If you watch the end of it, it's exactly that, but in the future. It's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
It's definitely a callback
um,
to like some. I don't know if like we could really call it a deep cut necessarily. Although maybe a deep cut to some fans, because everyone's usually a lot of people's first experience with Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Z.
exactly. Yeah. So I would say not even for the majority though, because now with the internet and with the anniversary stuff
Hmm.
happening with people know that that's part of it because they've seen it. They've seen it redrawn. They've seen it reanimated. Um, but you're right. Like there's a lot of people who don't know the context for that. So I feel like it's a nice little homage for those who know. And I don't know. I'm hype. I'm hype. I would love to try it again, but that means I have to play at least the second Xenoverse. I have to
At least like do a
have
port,
to
like some of
actually.
it. Well, the good thing
So,
is that Xenoverse
yeah,
3 is coming out next
yeah.
year, so there is a 2027 game, and it's gonna be pretty much on everything. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so that's I'm very excited for all that. It's going to be a fun time, and I can't wait to get my ass handed to me by some more giant monkeys.
Just try to
Sorry. Anyways,
put Frieza on speed dial. Maybe he'll help you.
dance monkey. Fucking wild. Fucking wild.
All right. Slight lightning round, and then we'll go into the question for the pod slash comments. First thing I kind of like realized, so like this past week, either past week or like 2 weeks ago, so I finally played Rivals after like I don't know how fucking long, and it kind of made me realize I'm like, okay, Rivals is actually kind of a worse game than I thought in its genre. So what I mean by that is the biggest issue of the game is that it doesn't have like the best of balancing compared to like Overwatch.
Mm.
So the central thing, because especially because I play mostly tank. I've been playing tank on both games, even though I was ideally a DPS on Overwatch. Um, the problem
Mhm.
that I have with Rivals specifically is that it's so overtuned on healing, and in comparison to like say like Overwatch, where you legitimately could win a game with just one healer. Like it is actually a doable thing. It is just a much more challenging experience. But unless you're like your 5 other players are that good, you'll be fine. But yeah, with Rivals
Mm.
though, I think it's severely overtuned healing. The balancing is wildly dog shit at times. So that's just
Yeah.
something I have noticed with at least when you compare Rivals to Overwatch. Like I think the best way I describe it is if Overwatch is the cleaner hero shooter experience, Rivals is Adderall. I
Yeah,
said it.
that's a fair comparison. Yeah. Nope.
Like it is.
100%.
I usually
I
don't really say that. Like oh, a game with like that's like super overstimulating is a problem for me. I'm like now I play it. I'm like oh my fucking god, I see what people are talking about. It is so much happening.
yeah, there's too much happening. And I could like Overwatch when I was playing with you guys compared to Marvel. It took me longer to get into Marvel and to like actually like start having fun playing the game with it than it did with Overwatch. Now I don't play Overwatch a lot with you guys right now because I'm busy, but I would if I could
I
if
think
I had one. Uh,
and I think the best way to just to describe the Overwatch experience, if you can a lot of there's a lot of characters already, and I mean like I think like they're the most straightforward for the most part, but there is like intricacies to like each of the characters at least. That it's not so overbearing unless you're playing like maybe certain higher skilled characters like Genji, Lifeweaver, and Doomfist. Like I'd argue they're much more higher skill characters as a whole. Or they're not the most straightforward. Like, I mean, I know someone's probably gonna argue, Genji is not that hard to play. I was like, have you tried seeing a day one Genji player who doesn't play Genji normally? It's kind of a weird experience.
yeah.
Like, there's a reason,
Right, right.
and I argued like for me, like Lifeweaver was like that too, because I was like, I don't get this character. I was just like, okay, he has a decent firing or like attack mode, but then his healing is odd because it's like a little flower thing that you have to charge, and then you have to do the grip, and then he sets up a flower that elevates you, and it's just like this character is like oh too many things at once. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then Doomfist is more of a little harder just because he's a
Right.
high. And then when I say Doomfist, it's because like you have to use the very thing his name is based on, his fucking fist, and then you have his primary fire, and then you gotta kind of master mobility, and then kind of like a rinse and repeat type of thing. But when I see a really good Doomfist, it's like, oh, this is
Yeah.
unfair. Like it feels unfair to fight. Like I feel like I'm fighting the real Doomfist. So that's why
Oh,
I play
shit.
and then meanwhile here I am playing fucking what I thought was like the most milquetoast character in Overwatch being Emre, and I'm like, wait, he's actually really fucking good. He's like a much better soldier, and that's saying a lot. And I was the soldier main. Yes, I was.
Well, there you go. I mean,
So
shit. Yeah.
so
See, I need to spend more time in Overwatch because I need to know how these guys actually play.
I will definitely say like there is definitely easy characters to learn. Like the most straightforward, like lower skill floor characters that you could definitely do like a lot of damage with, or even just like do make an effect on the game. So,
Right. Right, 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 right.
what else?
Oh,
So
oh,
I got
uh,
another little
right.
tidbit that I saw. Um, so if anyone doesn't know what Dead as Disco is, I think I've mentioned it a couple times on the pod, but it's basically just think of Batman Arkham Combat, but it's a rhythm game, and then you could actually import your own music, into the game. So fun little thing. For
Someone, I I've been seeing little clips of that, but as people dressed up, like they modded Michael Jackson in
yes,
there,
yeah,
like
that's the best thing about the
from
game is
Smooth
the
Criminal.
modding. Like, I think I saw someone also do Deadpool, and they did the in sync. You know, I was like, well, that makes sense.
Oh yes, I think I saw one of Elton John, and he goes, "I'm still standing better than I ever did."
That is such a perfect song for that type of game. That's great.
So fucking good.
So
Yeah, it
yeah,
was really good.
yeah. Like I played the demo a couple times. It's
Oh, man.
fun. It's actually a really fun game. Like I actually am not complaining about it. I was like, yeah, anybody wants to play it? I mean, hey, there you go. So
There you go. Do we know if it'll be available on consoles as well, or is it just Steam?
right now it is just going to be on Steam and it's going to be on early access. So they will be updating that game over time. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, if anybody and let's just hope either everyone gets a PC or the Steam machine finally gets something. Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
Could you imagine that's a launch title for the Steam machine? For
well,
Dead as
that's not.
Disco
I
as
mean,
a launch title.
technically, the entire library is going to be on the Steam machine, but the real question is, what is Valve going to drop with the Steam machine? Because I mean, obviously, what's the big one? Half-Life 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see.
Uh,
Um,
love to see.
all right.
I'm excited
The
for it.
is it the penultimate? Is it like the thing before the finale? I don't know if that's the correct term.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
The last thing before we go into the question of the pod.
Question.
So Game Rant had a top 10 list recently. I'm gonna pull up the
I'm
picture.
looking at it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and this is the top 10 best games ever made according to the people, and it was about 8,000 people who voted. So I'm like, okay,
8,000 people?
it's something like
A
that. I
great
don't know.
sample size of all the gamers. Like, what
And
the
I
fuck?
mean, it's a pretty big sample size, and I'm like, hmm. I'm like, so this like could go like
Yeah, I
I'm like, well,
guess.
this could be skewed in several ways, and I think the best way to describe it is I think I'm realizing how old I'm getting in terms of gaming. I may be 30 right now, but I feel like I'm 50 in gaming years.
Right. Right, right, fair, fair, fair. That's yeah. I feel that. I feel that.
So, I mean, so I'm gonna read off this list, and we'll give our 2 cents in a bit. But so number one is Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm like, okay, a good game. I don't know if I have to really think about that. Because I gotta which all I'm gonna say is it's a tease for the possible Big 50 episode, which I need to get with everybody on that. Because that might be a
Yes,
topic.
yes.
Um but Red Dead Redemption 2 is number
Oof.
1, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim is number 2, Elden Ring is number 3, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt 4, Batman Arkham City is number 5, And number 6, this I don't know what they were classifying this one because they didn't specify, but they put Resident Evil 4, so I was like, which one are you talking about? Remake or OG? Uh,
Well,
so I'm like, I
right.
don't know which one you're picking. Like,
Oh,
which
man.
one is it? Um, but all right. Uh, Number 7, God of War 2018. Pretty solid game. I like that game. Number 8, the original Metal Gear Solid. 9 is Cyberpunk 2077, which is like, okay, that's after patches and everything, so I guess so. And then number 10 is
Sure.
God of War Ragnarok.
See, okay. So 2018, or the sequel has he swears by those games. He does swear by those games. So yes, things of like a sequel and its originator on the same list.
Yeah, I don't know.
Me, to me, these all feel like they're the same genre of game, like for the most part.
Third
Um,
person, over the shoulder.
sure, yeah, action adventure. Um, and that's to me, that does it says top 10 best games ever made. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great ones on this list, but ever made, I feel like, and that's why it says according to us. So it shows to me. It doesn't say what the top 10 best games are. It tells me what the majority of people like to play in terms of genre, and these are all just like different stories that fit that genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, the only other one I can think that is even remotely different is
Probably Metal Gear.
maybe solid, possibly, but the only thing that has going against that is that it's an older game. So it
Yeah,
was literally made in a different time, but like I don't, it just doesn't. I don't know if I agree with this based off of the title alone. The top 10 best games ever made, even if it is according to us, the gamers. Like this is just they're not the best. I don't know what constitutes the best game. You know what I mean?
exactly. And
Like
I think
what?
that's
Like the
like
best.
that is the problem is like it's super vague. Like
Yeah,
and
and nebulous.
and
It's
granted, I
not
mean
even like answering it.
and like I mean let's put it this way. I mean, it's Game Rant it is a very just like it is just kind of like one of the bigger like gaming like I don't know if I want to call them journalists or just like pages in general, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think this just makes me realize I was like, yeah, wow, people really have like a particular taste and I mean, we could go on and on about this list, but yeah, I don't know about this. The only thing that I'm a little surprised by, I was like, wow, people actually put Elden Ring like in top 5. And I was like, that's a top 5 game for me. So I think it's like number 4
I mean,
last I
like I
remember.
said, don't get me wrong. For a lot of these games, I've met people who say like that's my favorite game of all time, like all time. Like City is one, God of War, uh, Red Dead 2. These are games, and Witcher 3. These are games people still cite today as being their favorite of all time. So
Hmm.
I do understand, but it's also like if I was to see a top 10 best games ever made, I want to see some variety.
Oh
I
yeah,
want to see like,
absolutely.
all
There
right,
has to be a Nintendo title in here at least once.
at least once. So this just tells me whoever made this list or the people who did just they themselves agree with the 8,000 people who only went for you know what I mean?
All these
Like
games,
I
and a
don't know.
reminder, all
I
these
don't know.
games are basically like what with Metal Gear Solid being the outlier. This is all basically like PS4, PS5, maybe 360 era. And
Yeah.
obviously RE4 is like vague as
Exactly.
fuck, like for a choice.
I, I I think it would have specified if it meant the remake. Is there a different
Yeah.
title for that? Is it
I
just say
mean, it does.
remastered or something? But
They do
like,
just call it RE4 remake, but I don't know. I have to look at like everything because like there are some that just flat out just say Resident Evil 4 and that's it. So you see the
that's
problem.
not confusing at all. Yeah, I do. I do. So
So
stupid.
I don't know, man. Like, and
Uh, I don't know either.
hey, but you know what? Like I said, this is a tease for a possible topic that will probably be the video of
Mm.
the Big 50, where if I can get everybody on the pod in some way, shape, or form, everyone speaks on a top 10 list of themselves. I already have mine set up. I
Okay.
need to see with
Yeah, I gotta
everybody
make mine
else's.
then.
You know, I'm giving
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
this a
I'm down.
solid week.
I'm down for that.
I'm gonna
I'm down
be
for that.
I'm gonna be going in like Conquest. You had time. Game
You, you were given
orders.
orders. You were told to make this place ready for my arrival.
Pretty much. And
Oh my
I
god!
think the
And then it's like,
funny
oh wait, Jeremy, I did.
it's
No, go
like
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was like, and I hear someone didn't. It's like, wait, before we start, I was like, are you crazy?
You crazy? Wait, come here, come here, come here. I'm so lonely. Nobody else trusts me in this world. People think my top 10 is unstable. I
Oh,
swear, I swear.
oh man. Yep.
All right, I believe we're ready.
I think we're ready for the All right. So we're gonna end off the episode the way I always end off, which is a question for the pod and comments whoever wants to talk about it. But I kind of just randomly thought of this. This is kind of I do have like opinions on it, and I want to just hear your opinion in this case, Trev. Do platinum achievements / trophies really matter?
Ah, you know what? I'm gonna be a believer. I'm gonna be a believer today. It's gonna be great because I think yes, depending on the game. Now,
Thank you. Yep.
I say this because there are multiple people who enjoy multiple different genres of video games, and maybe one person's platinum for one game is oh I it was a I love this. This is amazing. This is what I wanted. This is what I want. And then to somebody else, that same platinum would be like, this is the worst slog fest I've ever fucking played and never touched this. So I have thoughts. Um, for Josh, for our buddy Josh, he he loves platinums, but he also loves it in the sense of the game that he loves the game. Obviously, right? He platinumed
Hogwarts.
the OG. Well, okay, yes. Most recently, he platinumed Hogwarts Legacy because he was clamoring for an action RPG for him to get lost in and collect all the collectibles. Because he used to do that for the Arkham series.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Arkham City, he did that for that game. He did it for Arkham Asylum, and he did it for Knight for Arkham Knight. And he platinumed each of those games because he loved looking for the Riddler trophies. And Josh is the type of gamer that will get lost in a world to find all the things before he completes the game. And I think that's very admirable. I think it's a way that for him to, like, after work or after he's done with the thing, he can unwind and just go into the world with that. A great example of this is Ghost of Tsushima. Um, it's is Skyrim and other things like that. Big open worlds like that. I like platinums, but I like them for more linear experiences. What I mean by that, uh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1, 2. I don't think I platinum Miles Morales. I think I was close. I think I literally got to like 98% of the way there, and I think I it was like you have to beat this one on the hardest difficulty. I was like, there's no fucking way. So so I just didn't feel the need to grind it out. But I remember platinum and platinuming Spider-Man 2 when I got it with my PS5. Um, I also remember platinuming. Oh, yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I believe I did platinum that game. At least the base game stuff. um, a platinum is the game that is already good. If you have a game that stands on its own and you have a platinum list that allows for you to experience more of what you love of the game, that's a good platinum. That is a great trophy system, and I recommend anybody to try and attempt to do it. That's why I say Spider-Man. I think that is a perfect example of them fine-tuning the platinum to the experience so it doesn't make you feel like you're grinding and grinding and grinding. You could get most of that shit through a casual playthrough. I think that's wonderful because then that asks you to come back for New Game Plus and to focus on those areas where you could get those trophies. So that's great. I, however, will say that for some of these other games and for like live service games, I think it's kind of useless to have a platinum for like
Yeah, like
Fortnite
I
and
think
for
live
like
service is, or like when you have multiplayer focused games, I think that's when platinums don't really fucking matter unless you like, and mind you, modern multiplayer. Back then, I mean, if I could bring up an example of like old like platinum trophies of some type or achievements, whatever they called it back then,
Mhm.
like there a consistent one in the Gears of War franchise was called the Seriously Challenge. And what was that basically? You had to
Mm,
kill like 8 million like enemies. Like some stupid crazy shit like that. And it got to it, and obviously it carried on. There was a Seriously 2.0 and a 3.0. Granted, those two games are a lot easier because you could play the horde modes of those games. Gears 1 does not have that. You only have a campaign and multiplayer, and they called it a
interesting.
day. So, can you imagine how tedious that shit has to be? And then you got to play like one of the weird, like in my opinion, one of the worst multiplayers for the Gears franchise. Like,
Yeah,
it's challenging. So, and that's when it becomes, that's where the slogfest part comes in. That you were saying, Trev.
yeah.
Now,
Mm, mm,
I'm in
mm,
the same boat of like it depends on what the game is, like linear experiences, or like it depends on the open world game that I really like. Like I have actually platinum both of the Ghost games, Yote and Tsushima, for their base games because
mm,
I enjoy those worlds. Like
mm. Yeah,
that's where, like, dude, I mean, I gotta say it once, I gotta say it again. I mean, Gavin and I have a 3-hour fucking like video after platinuming Ghost of Yote, so
there you go. There you fucking
yeah.
go.
And I
So
mean,
I
there's
agree.
definitely
Like,
there are games that I also would like to platinum, but my god, I have to put so much time into it. Capcom games, you know, I praise them for, having replayability, but oh my goodness, some of those speedrunner or like platinum type challenges are so goddamn hard, man.
no, I agree. Like that shit. That's why I'm saying it depends on the game too, because like there are also games out there that have full-on trophy lists that are just a meme, and they are a meme. Like a great example of this,
Stanley Parable?
the Stanley Parable. Yes, you know what one of the fucking trophies is for that game?
What is it?
Set set setting, every single setting that you can adjust, have it set to each individual setting in the game. So like, and they have sliders that go to 100. So, and this is for camera. This is for controls. This is for audio. Sorry.
Thank you.
Hello.
Huh.
We have a cameo.
There's off to the side.
Yeah, okay, no worries.
Go
um,
on.
but yeah, dude, like here, I'm actually gonna I turned on my PS5 real quick because I wanna read exactly what it is. Like I can tell you right now the platinums that I have. Quite literally, I have Marvel Spider-Man 2. I have give me one second. Spider-Man 1, and then I have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and technically I have the very first Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy Platinum done here, but I didn't play that. That was Josh who played it on my account. So he platinumed the game for me, basically. uh, so, needless to say, I've actually only platinumed 3 games, and 2 of them were Spider-Man games. So, like, it all depends on what kind of game experience you want and what game experience you're willing to put the time and effort into.
Hmm.
Um, that here, let me find the Stanley Parable because I need to find this fucking
I'm
trophy right
I'm
now.
looking for some of mine
Um,
right now.
yeah, I mean, but it really is interesting to say the least to see like how. Wait, Sword of the Sea. Oh, that's that game. Sorry. It's interesting to see like how innovative these trophy lists can get. And for anybody who is dedicated, they can get it. Um, like there's literally there's literally a fucking trophy in here that says play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday, which means that you have to then turn it on at midnight as soon as like on Monday night at when it hits midnight to Tuesday. You start playing the game and then you leave it on essentially until the next following midnight in order to get this fucking trophy. Either that or you go into your own clock and then you change it like that. But there's also a thing called eight, where it's like eight, 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 and it's literally just eight repeated a very specific amount of times. And I think that's the only way you could fucking get it. There's also another one where you click on door 430 5 times. You complete the Stanley Parable under 4 minutes. You set all. Here's the one I was talking about. You set all setting sliders in the menu to all available numbers. That means
No.
that you go into your settings, you go on the thing, you click it once over, and then you exit it out, play the game for a little bit, you pause it again, you go to the next number, and rinse and repeat until you get to the. I tried to do this on Josh's thing, and I fucked up the settings so bad that and there was no restore to default, so I was like, so I just fucked up this game for you. So I can't, I can't, I fucking can't, dude. Like it, obviously I haven't done it yet. Like I haven't done these fucking. There's only 12 trophies in the entirety of the Stanley Parable. There's only 12, but each of these are asinine. I gotta say, the last one says don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years.
What?
Like that's what I mean. Like there are some platinums that go out of the way to do this shit, and I'm like, that's funny for any hardcore gamer that does it for the meme, but any casual would look at that and go, I'm not fucking spending time on this. The fuck is this?
You have to keep a fucking like mental clock. Hey, I can't touch the Stanley Parable for 10 years. And then watch in year like 8 or something. Oh, I'm gonna go play the Stanley Parable. I fucked up.
And you ruin it. You fucking you lock yourself out of that fucking trophy. so so silly. And you know what the name of it is? It's called Super Go Outside.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So needless to say, depends on the game for a platinum, I believe. It depends on if it's a straightforward like trophy tier list, that's fine. If it's anything meme filled, that's not a question. That's not even a conversation. You're just not it's not happening.
You just like
But
you
then like you
that
get
reaches a
other
point of
like
hating yourself.
yes, right, right. And then like I don't know, like here, let me go into Rivals for a second. Cuz Rivals has a bunch of their stuff that the amount of time that I've played it, I've gotten 39% trophies out of 41. And so like there's still a bunch that I haven't done because it's supposed to be character specific. And with games
Mm,
like that where the main selling point is try on all these different characters, well of course that's going to be a slogfest because that's going to require you to basically main every single character until you get their respective trophy. So like for those kind of games, it's a bit harder of especially like you said, modern multiplayer games are harder and live service games are harder to do platinum trophies or to complete them. They're not impossible, but they are harder and more tedious because of it. So, um, I'd say that's my 2 cents on the whole matter. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for going on that tangent, but that platinums are such an interesting. Like, if the developers want to have fun with it, they can have way too much fun with it. Like,
yeah,
like
I
to a
agree.
point where it outweighs the experience sometimes. But like, I do like a good platinum. If it's like Spider Man, if it's like if it serves to highlight the game a lot more. I like them for single player offline content more so. That's where I come from. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm in the same boat. It's like, yeah, if your platinum doesn't feel like the worst experience of your game, I think then it helps. But
yeah,
when you have games like, well, some games even like being like straight up fucking time sinks. Like I know the completionist like Persona 5 broke him because it was so oddly specific with like two things. And they are so late
yeah.
in the game that like you start to hate the game as it happens. And it's just like and
Mhm.
mind you, Persona 5 is it's a big ass game, like in terms of length and time. Like out of my 2 playthroughs of playing the base game, playing Royal, dude, it's like a total of 200 hours. And I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh. But well, that being said, there are that's our takes on it, and so I know there are people out there who like would love would eat that shit up. So like, I guess it's fun to watch it happen, but if I'm not with the game like that, then it's going to be harder for me to do that. Like I said, I only have 3 true platinums and one that Josh gave me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't have many of those anyways. So I don't know. I there with you as well. So I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, it's because I looked at mine. It said I have 4. I don't know where the 4th one is, but like 2 of them is Ghost, and one of them is funny enough, fucking Genshin Impact. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's just maxing out your character.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Oh fuck.
But yeah, that's
You gotta find out. You gotta find out that fourth one then.
I'll look for the 4th one. I'm gonna be like some
Yeah.
weird ass game I sunk too much time into. Like I wouldn't be surprised, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with that being said, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap up the episode right here. Thank you guys for watching the Off the Top podcast, the most unprofessional professional podcast in the YouTube space, hosted by Zero Requiem 14. Yours truly. First things first, Trevor. Where can everybody find
Mhm.
you?
They can find me on Instagram at PJ underscore DYNO, PJ Dino. Um, and stay tuned for more updates on Reefer Madness. We're still running the show. We have about like 3 to 4 weekends left after this weekend. So please get your tickets if you're in the LA area, Burbank area. We'd love to have you guys out here and stay tuned for other stuff in the future for music. That'll be posted on my Instagram as well. So just stay tuned.
All right. And of course, I am your host,
Mhm.
Zero Requiem 14. Follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I do have those. I just don't use them that much. But till then,
Right.
yeah, I'm on. Yeah, the only thing you're gonna see me doing is just maybe liking and reposting a few things, and that's it. But, anyways, thank you guys
Right.
for watching. We'll see you next time for the Big 50, the Big 50. Gonna be a
Here
special
we
episode,
go.
man. Yep, be a special episode for that one. Can't wait to do that. Till then, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care
Absolutely.
and have a good rest of your day.